Hi, my friends. Frank Weiss back to promote my foundation. It's www.cranwellfoundation.com. And today I'd just like to talk about service, gratitude, and solutions in our lives. I've always taught my students that service makes you powerful and gratitude makes you invincible. And in our lives, when we reflect on how we got to where we are today, we'll have to understand that the solution always shows up before the problem. But lots of times we can't see it. But if we're committed to service, making the people we're serving feel great, and if we're committed to a life of gratitude, it'll make us invincible, and we'll be able to see that a door is opening before a problem even arrives. It's just the way of the world. But it really boils down to gratitude, I believe. Being constantly grateful. That'll lead to service. And I'm grateful for all the support I've gotten throughout my life. I'm grateful that this foundation is giving me an opportunity to help other people, and I'm grateful for all the support. And for those of you who went to the website and made a donation, thank you so much. We're getting a lot of hits, a lot of donations, and I'd love for that momentum to carry us through the month so I can, make this commitment to these young men that are coming to Canterbury, and I'm positive we're going to make it. So I'm very grateful for all of you for making that goal happen. In my own life, I remember a few years ago, a good childhood friend, Roger Coleman, hired me to work for his group over at Morgan Stanley, the Coleman Group. And I was there for 2 years, and I was treated like a king. He made the building completely accessible, put in power doors everywhere, made the office accessible, surrounded me by an incredible support staff. And after I was there for 2 years, I got an email from a priest friend of mine who said Sacred Heart Academy in Hempstead was looking for a theology teacher. So I went for the interview, and they hired me on the spot. So I drove back and told Raj, listen, I don't know what to do. I got this offer from Sacred Heart. And he said, well, what do you think you should do? And I said, in my heart, I feel like my vocation is to teach and coach. And he said, then you have to do it, and you have my blessing. And so it was a great experience there. And then Raj came over one day and spoke to my girls at lacrosse practice. So I'm very grateful to him and for what he did for me and for being a good friend. And also, I'm so grateful to everyone at Sacred Heart Academy. The girls were absolutely wonderful. The administration was great. The faculty was great. The staff, it was just great. And the kids were just phenomenal. It's so much fun. I loved every second there. And while I was there one night, my last year, I was waiting for a friend to give me a hand, and it was a blizzard. And I was starting to panic because I didn't think he was going to be able to show up. So I said to myself, what do you tell your kids? It's all about service and gratitude. So do something. So I started to call people, and I started to leave voicemail messages. And I called the headmaster at Canterbury, who had been my coach at Cranwell, became the headmaster at Canterbury, hired me to teach at Canterbury in the early 90s. And I called him and just said, listen, coach, thank you so much. I'm at Sacred Heart Academy, and I love it, but I never would have gotten this job if you didn't hire me to teach at Canterbury in the 90s. The next day, he called me back and said, we're looking for a theology teacher. Why don't you come back? And so I said yes, and it's been an amazing experience here too. So very grateful to Raj, everyone at Sacred Heart, and my coach here at Canterbury, Tom Sheehy. And so where are we now? I think if we take an opportunity to reflect on our lives, we'll realize that the solution so often has come upon us before the problem. And so we have to thank God for that, but we also have to remember the way to open up our eyes to this truth is through being constantly grateful. Remember, gratitude will make you invincible. Service will make you powerful. And I'd like to thank all of you for all the support for my foundation. Again, it's www.cranwellfoundation.com. And if you can help us out, if you already have, thank you so much. And if you can support us, I'd really, really appreciate it. You can make a donation right on the website. God bless you all, and thanks again.